Alicia Harper, a dynamic and accomplished Black professional in her mid-30s, steps into Orion Global's glass-walled headquarters with a heart brimming with hope and determination. Armed with a degree from a top-tier university and a string of successes at her previous roles, Alicia is poised to make her mark in the highly competitive world of multinational business. The company, a symbol of innovation and excellence, seems like the perfect stage for her ambitious career. However, her initial awe at the organization's sprawling offices and state-of-the-art facilities fades quickly as she notices the stark lack of diversity. From the corner offices to the executive boardroom, almost every face she encounters is white, and few share her lived experiences or cultural perspective. The reality of being one of the few Black employees in a predominantly white corporate culture weighs on her. Alicia's talents are undeniable. Within weeks, her innovative marketing strategies breathe new life into stagnant projects. Yet her brilliance does not shield her from subtle and overt biases. Her supervisor, Laura Whitmore, an authoritative and polished middle manager, often takes credit for Alicia's ideas during team meetings, presenting them as her own. Despite this, Alicia remains committed to excellence, working late hours and consistently delivering beyond expectations. Hoping to foster relationships with colleagues, Alicia extends efforts to build alliances, but her outreach is met with polite but distant indifference. Feeling isolated yet resolute, she focuses on proving her value through her work. Her first performance review brings devastating feedback. Despite her results, she is labeled too assertive, a veiled critique often leveled at Black women in corporate spaces, and deemed not yet ready for leadership. Watching less qualified white peers rise in rank while her accomplishments are dismissed, Alicia is forced to confront the systemic racism ingrained in her workplace. Anger and frustration bubble beneath her calm exterior, but Alicia refuses to succumb to despair. She recalls her mother's words, a guiding principle from her youth. When they won't give you a seat at the table, build your own. These words become her anchor as she resolves to fight for her rightful place and pave the way for change. As months turn into years, Alicia Harper carves out a reputation at Orion Global as a tenacious and strategic professional. Through sheer grit, she rises steadily, gaining recognition for her ability to turn faltering projects into resounding successes. Yet each milestone brings new challenges. Her achievements draw envy and subtle hostility from colleagues, while the systemic barriers in the corporate culture remain firmly in place. A turning point comes when Alicia stumbles upon unethical practices during a review of a key project. The numbers don't add up, and deeper investigation reveals a web of fraudulent activities tied to senior management. Alicia wrestles with a moral dilemma. Should she report the wrongdoing, risking her career, or stay silent and protect her position? Ultimately, her unwavering sense of integrity prevails. She anonymously tips off compliance regulators, triggering an internal investigation. The fallout is seismic. The scandal leads to the resignation of several high-ranking executives, including her former supervisor, Laura Whitmore. While whispers circulate about Alicia's possible involvement, her calculated silence ensures she avoids direct scrutiny. This courageous act catches the attention of Henry Tanaka, a senior executive with a reputation for fairness and foresight. Impressed by her moral fortitude and professional acumen, Henry takes Alicia under his wing, becoming both a mentor and advocate. He opens doors for her, championing her ideas in spaces where her voice was previously ignored. Despite Henry's support, Alicia's progress remains slow. The glass ceiling above her seems unyielding, and promotions consistently bypass her in favor of less capable candidates. Frustration mounts as she begins to question whether her efforts at Orion are worth the personal toll. Thoughts of leaving the company cross her mind, yet a bold idea emerges instead. Determined not just to succeed, but to dismantle the barriers holding back others like her, Alicia resolves to challenge the system from within. She begins envisioning a comprehensive strategy to reform Orion's culture, focusing on equity, transparency, and opportunity. This newfound purpose reignites her ambition, turning her focus from personal advancement to systemic change, a battle that she knows will require every ounce of her resolve. Alicia Harper, determined to drive meaningful change within Orion Global, begins leveraging her growing network of allies. Quietly but effectively, she builds a coalition of like-minded colleagues across various departments, individuals who share her vision of a more inclusive and transparent workplace. Together, they launch grassroots initiatives, mentorship programs for underrepresented employees, anonymous feedback channels to address inequities, and workshops on unconscious bias. These programs gain traction, slowly reshaping the internal culture. Simultaneously, Alicia's influence extends beyond Orion's walls. As she represents the company at industry conferences and forums, her eloquence and innovative perspectives capture the attention of media outlets and thought leaders. Her ability to articulate bold solutions for industry challenges, while subtly critiquing corporate complacency, generates a groundswell of admiration. Alicia's public visibility shines a spotlight on Orion's glaring lack of diversity in leadership, drawing uncomfortable scrutiny from shareholders and industry analysts. The pressure intensifies when Alicia is overlooked for another leadership role, despite her track record of success. Shareholders, now wary of the company's outdated practices and its impact on innovation and profitability, begin to voice concerns. Alicia's supporters within the organization rally behind her, advocating for her promotion to Chief Strategy Officer. Their collective efforts underscore Alicia's growing reputation as both a capable leader and a symbol of long overdue change. A dramatic shift occurs when the company's CEO abruptly resigns amidst a shareholder revolt, leaving Orion in a precarious position. The board, under mounting pressure to demonstrate a commitment to reform, names Alicia interim CEO. While some perceive the move as a token gesture to appease critics, Alicia views it differently. She recognizes the opportunity to redefine Orion from within, leveraging her newfound authority to enact the changes she has long envisioned. As Alicia steps into the CEO's office, the weight of both expectation and resistance is palpable. But she is undeterred. This is her moment to prove that inclusive leadership is not just ethical, it's essential for innovation and success. With the support of her allies and the resilience honed from years of struggle, Alicia prepares to lead Orion into a new era. In her first year as CEO of Orion Global, Alicia Harper enacts sweeping reforms that fundamentally redefine the company's culture and operations. Determined to address the systemic issues she once faced, Alicia begins by restructuring the hiring process to remove bias. She implements blind resume reviews, standardized interview procedures, and proactive outreach to historically underrepresented communities. These changes quickly diversify the talent pool, breathing fresh perspectives into the organization. Recognizing the importance of sustained support for new hires, Alicia establishes mentorship programs specifically designed for underrepresented groups. Veteran employees are paired with younger staff to guide them through career growth, creating a more inclusive and nurturing environment. To ensure transparency and accountability, she also introduces a robust whistleblower protection system, empowering employees to safely report unethical practices without fear of retaliation. Alicia's leadership style strikes a balance between empathy and decisiveness. She listens attentively to employees at all levels, holding open forums to gather their insights, while also making bold, data-driven decisions to push the company forward. Her reforms yield tangible results. Profits rise significantly, employee retention rates soar, and Orion's revitalized public image attracts top talent and new partnerships. Yet her path is not without obstacles. Some board members and senior executives resist her initiatives, viewing them as unnecessary disruptions. Alicia confronts their skepticism with undeniable evidence: higher revenues, a surge in innovation, and a growing reputation as a socially responsible industry leader. Her crowning achievement comes with the creation of the Diversity and Innovation Council, a permanent body charged with ensuring inclusivity and equitable practices remain embedded in Orion's DNA. Alicia's ascent from a marginalized employee to a transformational leader inspires countless others. Her victory transcends personal achievement. It symbolizes the power of resilience, community, and the unwavering pursuit of justice. Years later, standing in her executive suite and gazing at the city skyline, Alicia reflects on her journey. She remembers the closed doors, the dismissive colleagues, and the self-doubt that threatened to derail her. But now, she sees a company and a world on the path to positive change, knowing her efforts have paved the way for future generations to thrive.